Hey everyone, welcome to Mongrels Garage, and I know I've been slacking on the videos a little bit as of late, but like you, this is not my full-time gig. I really wish it were, but we're not quite there yet. Speaking of that, I'm trying to get to 500 subs as quickly as possible so I can take part in the No Name Nationals. So if you haven't already done so, can you help me out and smash that subscribe button? Alright, let's get into the video. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Mongrels Garage. As you can see, we got the truck and the trailer again. And why do we have it? Well, let's swing it around and have a look over here. We're going to go back to work on the 69 Mach 1. We're going to get it loaded up on the trailer, take it out to my place, and we're also taking the lift out there so that we can continue to work on it. The owner, you all know him, Chris, is moving, so this gives us an opportunity. He needs some place to store it, and it gives me an opportunity to work on it. So I'm going to take it out to my place, work on it while he's moving into his new home. And hopefully we'll get this all done for him, and he'll be able to drive it this year. All right, let's get to it. Don't worry, we got the axle strap, just so we don't scratch anything. There you go, folks. There's most of the hoist. There's the car on the trailer. There's the rest of the hoist.
Try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try the chains, you can say no, free me.
So there you go, folks. Lift is assembled, Mach's on it. I'm going to bed. Have a great night. All right, folks, now that we got the Mustang here, we're gonna see if we can get it running again. Get the lone wolf, as someone likes to call it. See what happens. I have to bottle feed it a bit. Okay, we've got some fuel pressure in it with a clickety-clack. Let's see if that makes any sort of difference. Everybody's running out of fuel pressure. All right, well, I'm under the Mustang, under the Mach, and I'm going to get on the fuel pump, which is hiding up here, because I believe that's the problem that we're having. Now, if you're a fan of a certain show, you could also call it Pump It to Bazina. But we're going to go after it, replace it. I'm just going to put this Napa one in that we got. Yeah, look at that. Nice and sealed in the bag. Looks like we got some new gaskets with it. Very nice. Looks like a pretty standard pump. So we're going to put that on. See if this solves our problem. If not, then we're going after the cam. Oh, making a mess. Fuel, yay! Well, there we go, got the pump out. Pretty beefy unit, this thing. But if it don't work, don't work. Let's have a look at these things side by side. You can see this one's not exactly a stock pump. It is rebuildable, so maybe we'll take a look at it. I'll see if I can find some more information on this pump. And then the first thing I see that we're gonna have a problem with is the fittings. I'll have to figure something out there. Hopefully one of these will thread in, but I don't think so. And the arms, they look about the same length. So we're gonna get to putting this one in and see how it goes. As you can see, back to running. I think it's gotta be cam. Okay folks, let's see if we can get it to move under its own power. So after all that work that we've done to this thing, it's still performing like me after eating a greasy bean burrito. You know, things are a little bit spicy, there's a lot of backfire going on, and you just can't put pressure on it because you don't know what's gonna happen. Okay, test number one, see how it's going. Still needs some tweaking, but I think we're making improvements. Maybe not. Okay, you might be wondering what this and this are for. Well, you see, after that little drive that we did, that little excursion, I parked it out on front of the garage here. I could not get this thing to fire back up. It would not start, it would not crank. It's like the timing was way out, and even if you adjusted it, it would backfire, pop, it would not start. So I had to ratchet strap it in with this and this a couple feet at a time. That took a while, a whole lot of sweat. I'm pretty sure I'm about 10 pounds lighter now, but we got it back in here. So let's see what happens next. What are we gonna do? Well, we're gonna tear into this. We're gonna take the intake manifold off. We're gonna loosen off the rockers, and we're gonna pull the lifters out. We're gonna see if we got a flat cam lobe, or at least going flat. And you can tell that by looking at the lifters, comparing them to each other. So this thing's got some weird stuff going on where it pops and backfires a bit when it's running, and you can get it running when it's cold, but when it's hot, it will not start. It's hard cranking. I put a wrench on it, cranked it over by hand, and there's no difference. So it's got to be some type of timing issue or something going on. It's fouling the spark plugs. All right, let's have a look at the plugs. So these have been cleaned, they have been replaced, and you can see just after that short bit of runtime, they're starting to foul up pretty good again. Some of these are even wet looking, like number 7 here. So number 1, well, that one looks okay. Pretty much looks like it should look. Look at number 2, it's fairly dry, not too bad. Get in number 3, that one's looking a little gross. Now, if you remember for the last video, we did do a compression check. We did find all the compressions were good. Well, good-ish. What I mean by that is they were all fairly even. They were a little low, but number 4, yeah, it ain't looking so healthy either. Number 5, that's just nasty. Number 6, not too bad. It's all right. Number 7 is wet even. And number 8 looks about like number 5, not very good. So, we got an issue, and I'm thinking it's the cam. Now, just so you know, we did go through and we checked each wire and each plug. How did we do that? Well, I just put it in a wire, checked the coil first, then we made sure the wires were working, we found a good plug, and then we went to each wire with the good plug. So we know the spark plug is sparking, we know the wires are working. We took that good plug, put it in each wire. Now I did find one bad plug, which I replaced, and it did run good for a little bit. Then it stopped running good again. So let's move on to the next thing. So the next thing we're going to do is make sure that all the rockers are rolling and all the push rods are doing push-ups. All right, let's see what happens with the rockers. You can see they're all moving. Now remember, on Fords, the driver's side is 5, 6, 7, 8. Passenger side over here, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. You can see all of them are pumping. Now, to do this correctly, you really need a dial gauge on there and probably crank it over by hand. We're just doing a rough check right now. But the dial gauge will tell you if all these are moving the same. I don't have one, so I'm just doing a check. We're going to keep going, pull the intake off, get the rockers out. We're going to make sure that we keep everything matched up, because if there is nothing wrong, then we want to put it all back together how it's supposed to go. If you have an idea what's happening and you have some theories, let me know. Put her down in the comments below. But let's get into pulling this intake off. I'm going after the cam. Next, we're going to want to get our distributor out. Just connect it here. I've already loosened off the bolt down here. 1/2 inch, in case you're wondering. There we go. Put it in there so nothing falls in. Next, we'll get to work on the carb. Okay, let's get the carburetor off. Just connect our wires to the choke here. Disconnect our fuel feed. Throttle return spring. throttle cable off. Actually, probably didn't have to do that, but that's all right. Okay. There we go. We've got our coolant draining out there. Let's work on getting this intake off now. We got everything else off we need off. Okay, I think that's all of them. Alright, we'll just pop this thing off now. Now we can get to our lifters. Okay, let's talk about how I'm going to keep track of this. Now you can buy trays and stuff that helps organize all this, but good old piece of masking tape and a few other things will work just as well. So I labeled the push rods. Cylinder 7, intake, R stands for rocker side, so I know this goes to the rocker side. Cylinder 7, exhaust, rocker side. Then I just used an egg carton and labeled these 5E, 6E, 7E, 8E, 5I, 6I. So stands for exhaust and intake, so I know where the lifters go. We'll put our lifters in the egg carton. And then the rockers can just stay on the head for now, right where they normally sit. So there you go, we can see we left number 7 rockers right there. And if you want to know which is which, well, you can just take a look at the ports. There's the exhaust tube there, the exhaust tube there, that lines up with this rocker. So that's the exhaust, intake, exhaust, intake, exhaust, intake, exhaust, intake. Pretty easy. Remember, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we're just using a magnet to get the lifters out. And there you go. We got all our lifters for the driver's side. We got all our push rods labeled. And we'll take a look at everything and see what we got. So there you go. Now that I got these out, we can just tuck them away like that. It shouldn't spill. All right, find the next side. Okay, I didn't find any smoking gun with the lifters, but take a look at that valve. That is a problem. And I'm going to swing over to cylinder number 7. We're going to look at that one too. So the cylinder we were on was cylinder number 3. Now we're on cylinder 7. Look at that. That is some significant buildup in there. So something's going on. We're going to have to take a closer look at these heads. Here's cylinder number 6 intake. Yikes. Yeah, we got some issues here. So I think our problem is in our valves and our heads. That's what we're having some issues with. The cam seems good, so that's excellent. Figure out what's going on here though. Yeah, there's cylinder number 5. That's a lot of buildup for an engine that hasn't even been, is barely broken in. So something's not good here. Bad valve seals, weak springs, I don't know what it is. Gonna have to investigate. Well, there you go. Cam seems fine, lifters seem fine. I'll take a closer look at them. All the push rods seem fine. We obviously have a problem with the valves, the heads. Something is definitely going on there. Let's hear your suggestions. Throw them in the comments down below. Let me know what you think's going on. And I think that's going to wrap it up for tonight. That's going to end this video. I'll do another video where I pull the heads off and we get into that a little bit. Now, remember, I am trying to hit that 500 subscriber mark. Tell you what, we hit 475, and I'll tell you what car I plan on driving at the No Name Nationals. And there might even be a call out involved. We'll also let you know who that is. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you on the next video. I'm out.